Welcome to the DUI Law podcast produced by the Oberman and Rice Law Firm. This podcast does not create an attorney-client relationship. You will not become a client until a written contract is agreed to between the host and listener. This podcast provides only general legal information. Every legal situation is different due to changing laws and the facts of the case. If you have a question, you may call us at 865-249-7200. Now for today's program. In an average year, 13 million Americans drive under the influence of alcohol, and an additional 10 million drive impaired by illicit drugs. This is Steve Oberman, the managing attorney at Oberman and Rice. I am often asked how many people drive while under the influence of an intoxicant. Today, I'd like to tell you about a new study released on December 9th, 2010 by the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration of the United States government. The research indicated that in an average year, 30 million Americans drive under the influence of alcohol, and an additional 10 million drive impaired by illicit drugs. This means that on average, 13.2% of all persons 16 or older drove under the influence of alcohol, and 4.3% of this age group drove under the influence of illegal drugs in the past year. This self-reporting survey revealed dramatic differences among the age groups. Younger drivers, aged 16 to 25, had a much higher rate of drunk driving than those aged 26 or older. In fact, it was 19.5% versus 11.8%. Similarly, people aged 16 to 25 had a much higher rate of driving under the influence of illegal drugs than those aged 26 or older. That was 11.4% versus 2.8%. The good news reported in the survey is that there has been a reduction in the rate of drunk and drug driving in the past few years. When compared to the survey data from 2002 through 2005 and the data gathered from 2006 to 2009, the average yearly rate of drunk driving declined from 14.6 to 13.2%, while the average yearly rate of drug driving decreased from 4.8% to 4.3%. This national survey on drug use and health involved responses from more than 423,000 respondents aged 16 or over. While the study may have its deficiencies, such as whether each respondent defined under the influence the same way, or whether it was defined for them, clearly the study is of great value. It would also be interesting to know how many drivers believe themselves to be driving under the influence of medication prescribed by their doctor, which, by the way, is still illegal. You can view a copy of the entire government report, as well as the public health risk of alcohol misuse, by following the links from our blog at www.tnduicenter.com. We hope you enjoyed listening to the DUI Law podcast produced by the Oberman and Rice Law Firm. You may read about related legal matters on our websites at tndui.com and duiknoxville.com, or visit our blog at tnduicenter.com. You may also speak to one of our lawyers by calling 865-249-7200. Until next time, remember to drive safely.